have a name for something doesn't mean to say we understand it. So when we get right down into it, you'll see that things like electrons, you know, electron repelling, for example. If you've got a negative electron, and here is a negative electron, they repel each other, right? Well, again, I would like to grab hold of that repellingness and say, what is it constructed of? You know, it's not known. Science doesn't even know why things repel. Magnets, it's not known scientifically. Here is a magnet with a north, here is a magnet with a south. Oh, they go towards each other. And if you turn one round, they repel. Do you know what science says about that, as to why that's happening? It's not known. They can tell you how strong it is. Yeah, you can measure that with how many pounds weight you put on it and to push it, and how big the magnet is. Some of them are stronger than others. Yeah, but how's it doing it? It's not known. No scientist can tell you that. So mankind doesn't know how magnets work. Mankind doesn't know how electricity works. And mankind doesn't know why things fall down. And yet, oh no, science, if it's not scientific, like your spiritual nonsense, then it's nonsense. Right? You know, if it's not written, it's not true. If there's no scientific law, then it's rubbish. Excuse me? And this is coming from an authority who don't know why things fall down, why magnets work, and how electricity works. That doesn't mean to say that you can't use these things, you know, in the same way that you can use a television remote control to change the television, even though you don't know how it's working. You can still use it. So mankind uses things even though we don't fully understand. Right. Next, how do we jump from there to talking about things like conspiracies and what's happening here on the planet right now? Let's start off with some of the basics. You are an immortal spiritual being. That means you live forever. That's like a long time. That's like, you know, you'll carry on more than Thursday, Friday. Hopefully. And you've been around since, you know, before last week, even before you were born. You know, the Romans. I mean, how far do you want to go back? How far do you want to go back? Where you cavemen? Yeah, done that. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else? Were you still around doing dinosaurs, or were you somewhere else?
Primordial soup.
Yeah, you know, yeah, okay. And again, we're just talking bodies. But you as a being, there's more to you than simply a body. Some people, for example, think that I'm a man. You know.
I didn't think that from
No. No way would I even the thought of it is quite
I saw you naked
appalling.
at sunrise. You're a man.
Well, some people think that I'm a man, yes. But no, I am most certainly, I would take that probably as an insult, actually. That, no, I have a man. I have shoes, I have trousers, I have hands, I have a whole man, in fact. It's not me, it's mine. My cars, my shoes, my house, my body. What's that?
You don't share.
Well,
I'm not trying to pick you up.
No, there we go. Well, that's the next topic. Is for example, your body there is made of your body's made of atoms, right? Okay. And my body is made of atoms, and between us we've got atoms, right? So
A little bit of gravity.
yeah, but those atoms over there, they're yours, right? Okay. Well, apart from that one. Sorry. I thought that was. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you're sneaking who I am. Oh no, sorry mate, I thought it was mine. Sorry, I thought it was mine. It's just part of a demonstration. But, you know, whose atoms are whose? And how come we're able to maintain, this is my bunch, right? Okay, this is, okay, just you keep yours over there, right? And these are mine. And yet, did you know this? Atoms are so far apart from each other, like stars in space, that when you're touching things, you're not actually in contact with anything. Like, okay, let's keep this simple. Interdimensional wizardry, right? Would everybody like to levitate?
Yeah.
Shall I make everybody levitate?
Yeah, already there.
Okay, everybody like to fly? Yeah. A little. I'm going to do a tiny bit. Okay? Promise. But there is something that I can't do. You're sorry, you can stay sitting for this. All right? But there's something that I can't do if I make you fly. I can't bring you back down again. Is that all right? But it's only a tiny bit, and you'll really like it. Okay? So, at the moment, let's say you're either sat on the chairs or you're standing there, and you've got your bum on your pants, which is touching your trousers, which is touching the bench, which is touching the floor, right? Touching the carpet, which is then touching the floor. Got it? So you're, you know, or your feet are on the ground. Can we just keep it that way? You've got some shoes in the way, perhaps, right? Okay. Well, none of that is true. None of that is true. So, scientifically, none of that is true. There is not a single atom of your feet which is touching a single atom of your shoes, which is touching a single atom of the ground. Because what's happening is that the atoms are repelling each other. They're not actually touching. So like magnets, when you get one and turn it around and you're repelling against them, right? That's actually what you're feeling here. So right now, your feet are actually off the ground. You are in fact flying a tiny bit. So you're not, are you with me? You're just gliding, okay? So from here on out, and for the rest of this festival, in fact for the rest of your life, you're just slinking about the place, okay?
Thanks for that.
Just a cushion of...
Thank you.
Okay. The next thing comes as this. Yeah. Like I said, I can't bring it back down, sorry about that. But just keep slinking. So here is an atom of your foot, and here is an atom of the ground. Okay? They are repelling each other. Oh, I've got a lovely question here. What is that repellingness constructed of, if it's not made of atoms? Here is an atom of your foot. Here is an atom of the ground. They are repelling. Right? What's the repellingness made of?
Nothing.
Well, I would like to give a name for that. Intention.
Intention.
Okay, now we're starting to get a little bit of truth juice here. Intention. Okay, and now we start to introduce you as a being into this whole machine, into this whole thing. That you as a being, you have intention and attention. Okay, so with attention, you can intend, and with intention, you can keep yourself on the ground or just off it. Okay, so what's that? Or otherwise create reality. So it's a little bit of a jump there.
Sorry, yeah.
Give me a chance. I'm trying to do this scientifically, you know, gradient approach. But yes, it is true. It is true that you as a being, you do create that which you're experiencing. Now we start to get into fields. Again, the word field, energy field. You can look this up on Google. In Google, it's not understood what an energy field is. It's fascinating. But I would like to introduce the word intention. So you as a being, You are, in fact, you know, I said about something being static or stationary. Well, you as a being are, in fact, a true static. A real static. And that means no mass. You don't consist of matter, space, energy, time. Nope. You are not subject to those at all, other than by your choice. But you don't need any of those in order to be. So you are not, you have no matter, no energy. It's a difficult one that for some people to understand. No space and no time. You are a source point of matter, energy, space and time. Some people think of themselves as being a light being. Sorry, light is photons. Yeah, you can throw some photons out if you want. They're fun. But you are not constructed of photons.
You could say all this is condensed light.
Correct. That is E equals mc squared. Correct. Does everybody understand E equals mc squared?
Yeah.
Very simple, right? They make it all like, ooh, really complicated, Einstein and stuff. It's so simple. E is energy, and energy is measured in watts.
What?
It's measured in watts.
That's
So,
3
for
watts.
example, this unit here is, oh, I can't get what that reads.
750
About
watts.
It's how many watts?
750-ish.
About 750 watts, that device there. This light here, I think these are 500, aren't they?
Yeah.
These are 500 watts. Most devices will tell you how many watts they are. So what is a watt and what is a volt? What is a watt anyway? All right, well, I'll explain that one a little bit as well, and then we'll come to E equals mc squared, so you really got it. Should we do that?
Yep.
Okay. Imagine a fireman with a fire hose. Now imagine a young boy with one of those pump-up pistols, you know, super soaker.
Yeah.
You know, those water pistols, right. They will both reach the top story window of a house. They're both high voltage. So this would be like volts. That's like pressure. They've got a lot of squirt in them, right? It's 10,000 volts. Yeah. Right? It's very, like when you take your jumper off, that's 10,000 volts. So it's a lot of pressure. So the fire hose and the water pistol are both high voltage. They both get up to the top story. However, the fire hose has a great deal more quantity. That's amps. That's the current. That's amps. So, when you multiply the two together, you get the watts. Right. The water pistol is 1,000 volts. Right? The fire hose is 1,000 volts. The water pistol is only 1 amp. The fire hose is 1,000 amps. Okay? So the water pistol is 1 amp times 1,000. That's 1,000 watts. Whereas the fire hose is 1,000 times 1,000. This is a million. It's 1,000,000 watts. Got it?